right now? I feel like there is sound right now. What? No, I just went live right now. No. Okay, what about now? Hello, hello. Hopefully you guys can hear. I'm just going to wait a moment until somebody actually pops on. Plus get some water, which I don't have any right now. The struggle has been absolutely real with regards to just having sound, making sure that we're connecting, which is kind of funny actually, how it's becoming difficult too. If you're watching this on a replay, I'll just go ahead and oh my goodness. If you're watching this live, please let me know that you can hear me. And if you're watching this on a replay, let's fingers crossed that it's actually coming through and we have sound. Let's hope that we do. I don't know why this is an issue today, but it's generally never an issue, but today it seems to be a huge one. If you're watching this live, please let me know in the chat that you can actually hear me and we have sound. On my end, it looks like we do, but with YouTube and with their streaming, you just never know. And of course, if you're watching live, let me know if you would like me to pull a card for you. We are really focusing on where do you need to, like what you need to let go of. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for checking. Okay. Let's move on to collective read because I feel like we've been interrupted quite a few times. Let's see what's kind of coming through because I'm really curious. It's a really weird and strange energy. I have to say that much. Oh, we have the Four of Cups. To me, this is all about really just generally when I think of the Four of Cups energy, it really just focuses on kind of locking things in and really hanging on tight, which if you think about it, it kind of goes hand in hand with, thank you, Tony. It really goes hand in hand with this idea of really realigning and recalibrating and really reframing. Yes. I've been using the Palo Santo nonstop. It's so funny. It's like this idea of like really locking things in and really staying within. I guess like the invitation right now here collectively is, are we going to stay within scarcity or are we going to open up collectively to abundance? Are we waiting for something? Are we waiting on someone? Are we waiting on like some sort of savior, someone to come and help us, someone to change our circumstances, change the way that we look at life so that it can be better, right? Or can it be just different? And then you have the Five of Cups. Now you have two cups in your hand. So it's like, cool. Here we had one and three of them were like completely knocked over. Now you have like two and you don't even care. You're just like, whatever. At least I have two of them. One for me, one for my boyfriend. Life is good. My thing is that really like, honestly, no matter what, if we're constantly waiting on this idea of things to be a certain way, then it will never be. It will never be because then you will automatically always focus on what is not instead of what is. And I mean, at the end of the day, what is in front of your eye? Are you looking at this or are you looking at this? Where does your focus go immediately? Because that takes sort of just tune in. Like, you don't have to judge it. Like, it's okay. It's okay to grieve, you know. Like, are we really going to kind of dwell in what was? Are we really going to dwell in what we don't have, what you cannot do, who is not in your life yet? Like, how will you make space for something better? And I think that in a lot of ways, we're also getting to the point where we're kind of, and this is actually the energy that it, like, I feel that so much for all of us, really. The full moon will really illuminate where is that area that is not in alignment anymore for you, which might just be, it might just be you just become a little bit more clear on like, see, this still feels like garbage, let's get rid of that, or let's readjust certain things, let's recalibrate it, which is kind of how I like to kind of look at energies. Is it's not so much, to me, it's never really this black and, I just honestly, I just kind of hate it when everything is presented as like a black and white conversation, like, oh, you don't need that, throw it out. No, everything will have both sides. And the best way that I can explain it is that you have, let's say, a bottle of shampoo, and on the front of it, you have the description, like you have like the big flashy whatever, which is why you buy it. It's like, yay, that's what I want. On the back of it, you have the warning sign. And what happens is, for most of us, we stay and we read like that micro little letter that you need like a magnifying glass. We stay in that space and we keep rereading the stupid warning signs instead of just seeing that it's like, yeah, it has a front, it has a back. Open the damn thing and start using it and enjoy it. And I kind of like to look at it like that's how everything is within our reality. Then most of us are either focused on the front, most of us are either focused on the front or the back instead of what's inside. So that's sort of what's happening with the full moon that's going to be eliminated, where it's like there's this whole world that is happening outside, but you have no idea because you have like these shitty curtains that are kind of blocking your view, that you've been sold on this idea that that's all there is, what's in front of you. And it's like, what if there isn't? Do you know what I mean? You will never give yourself the opportunity to see what else is out there because all we're focusing on is just like what's in front of us. Open the curtain, look outside, look and see what are the opportunities. And maybe it doesn't require us to, you know, go through the 9 to 5, or maybe it doesn't require us to grind, or maybe it doesn't require us to kind of get there with like this idea of like we need to suffer. And it's like that's what creates a lot of our suffering, is this idea that we need to suffer in order for us to get there. So my invitation for you is, can you look at it from both sides of the coin and stay within neutrality, but then also actively work on really creating a reality where you thrive in? And the only way that you would know what that really looks like is if you lean in and allow what abundance feels like for you. Because what it means for me is going to be different than what it means for you. What I personally value is going to be so different. So generalizing it and just saying that, oh yeah, you just need money, you just need this, you just need that. I guarantee you, if I just give you money, but then you haven't created like this full ecosystem that actually gives you continuous nourishment and energy and fulfillment, then the money is going to be gone within 2 seconds. You need to have like this beautiful relationship with all of these things around you in a really healthy way, which is why I'm asking you to really not only create the boundaries around you, but then invite fun, invite beauty, invite art, invite all of those things that really makes you think of, it's like, that's the point. You know what I mean? It's sort of like, that's why we're doing it. We're not working for the sake of working. We're working so that we can have all of these beautiful things and we can see what's inside that bottle, instead of looking at it like, oh, we have the front, which is a really cool advertisement. We have the back of the bottle, which is like all warning signs. Like, which one are we going to listen to? And to be honest, you need to listen to both. You need to acknowledge that they're just labels, but what's actually matters is what's inside the bottle and how you use it and how it makes you feel. So I very much feel like leading up to the end of this week, you're going to have a lot more clarity around not only what area you need to focus on, what you need to let go of. And let go of, as in, sometimes it could be like a mindset thing that you need to let go of it, where it's like, it's such an old, outdated belief system that it doesn't even, it's it doesn't even matter anymore. Like, even if you had the thing, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of like you believe certain things because it was in alignment with the people that were in your life, but those people might not actually be here anymore. And they might not even, you might not even know them anymore. So it's sort of like, well, why are we holding that belief system so sacred? Right. So is that sort of like the idea of, when I think of letting go, I don't necessarily think of cutting things or people out of my life. I kind of look at it like, is this still true for me? And if it is, then how does that contribute to me living my most aligned life? Because alignment, it's so much more important than, that's the only way that you can really invite abundance in its true authentic way, essentially. And I think that sometimes we get so caught up with, like, an easy example of how this shows up in the collective is, look how long we've been talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock. We've been on this for like 2 weeks, and it's like, does anybody else still care? Because I really don't. Like, what difference does it make? Like, at the end of the day, bread will still cost however much it costs in the store. We still have to get up on Monday morning to go to work. So it's like, what difference does it make? And I think that most of us are kind of getting aware of, oh, I can't believe that that used to be so important. I can't believe that we place such a high value on such a stupid thing. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, he can buy his French bread and his baguette, and like, it doesn't matter. Like, he needs to live his life. They both need to live their own lives, and really just kind of, we need to look at them of, you are here to do your job, we are here to do our job. Let's just move on, because you're no better than any of us. And I think that that's what's becoming really obvious, that we place such a high priority on people that really didn't deserve it in the first place, or they didn't really earn it to the level that we're placing a high importance on. So when things sort of don't align, then we kind of throw a hissy fit, like, "Ah, that's not what I ordered. That's not what I expected." And it's like, no, not everything is going to be as black and white as we make it sound out to be. Like, sometimes you need to see the reality that people are still people, and you're still on your own path. But then when you're using all of these energies in your favor, then you just become a little bit more clear, and you get there a little bit faster. That's all it is. Which actually brings me to my last point, which was also kind of becoming obvious. Not only alignment, but how and who you support with businesses. So when we're thinking of small businesses, when we're thinking about marketing is being shoved down our throats left, right, and center. That's also, we're sort of lifting the veil on that. So all of the things that used to work in the past, it's not really going to work anymore when we're really marketing to people in a way that, you have a weakness, I have a solution, you're not worthy, but the only way that you're going to be worthy is if you buy my product, if you buy my solution, because you're too stupid to know the difference. That's also going to be changing. What changes is actually this reframing of, okay, what do I need in order for me to, what does that ecosystem need to look like in order for me to feel abundant? What does that ecosystem need to look like? What am I eating? What am I consuming? Who's in that circle? What are my activities? What am I doing for fun? What am I doing for, physical activities? All of those things. And what are those companies that I'm really in alignment with? And it's going to be an energetic alignment. And who am I not supporting because we're just not in alignment anymore? So that's going to be also become really, really important and really clear. And maybe not so much for the next week, but I'm kind of feeling like that's going to be for the remainder of the year as sort of like an underlying theme. Who do you support and why do you support them? And it's going to be based on energetic alignment rather than this idea of like, whoever you're buying from, they're somehow above you. Like, oh, you're too stupid to know that. Ugh, like, no, I need to come and solve your problems. I have my top secrets. And it's like, what if we reframe that? And I honored you for the abundant light worker that you already are. And I understood what are some of the things that will actually support you along your journey. Why don't we start there? And then that way we create, it's like this co-creation where you're not below the people that you're buying from. They are actually in alignment with you. And when you support them, they share more light, but then also when you get their product or their service, you shine as well. So you're each reflecting outwards. So it's such a different way of not only marketing, but the way that we're selling. And I think that a lot of the marketers out there, whether it's a digital product or it's a physical product or businesses in general, they will really, really need to reframe the way that they are messaging to people, because that old crap, and I mean, like, it doesn't take very long. Like, go on YouTube, and if you see, like, I'm kind of thinking like those guys that are like, oh, do you want to make like $1,000 with like Amazon? I have my hack. And it's like, yeah, dude, we know, like, calm down. That's going to be gone. That's going to be shifting, because then you're still placing the messaging in a way that you lack something, or there's an addiction to something, so you need to go and buy my stuff. And what if there isn't an addiction? What if we healed all that shit? What if we've already kind of gone through that, and there isn't, as a consumer for you, what if there isn't like that negative attachment of like, oh, I hate this, like, but I have an addiction to like planners or to like whatever, right? What if there isn't an addiction? What if you're literally buying the damn thing because it lights you up? You buy the flowers, you buy the candles, you buy the crystals, whatever it is. You buy it because when you have that thing, it actually adds to your little ecosystem that you have built, and it lights you up. And when it does, guess what happens around you? Because you're not alone. You're part of a community one way or another. They get lit up as well. What if that's how we started looking at who do you support, why do you support them, and what is actually being offered to you? So it's more of a guidance rather than you need to buy it out of a place of insecurity and lack and shame. And then you can go and deal with the shame and all of that afterwards. So I see that that's going to be, just start paying attention to who has the type of messaging. When you do, you will probably see who's in alignment, right? Like, you just will. And honestly, I kind of wish that I could have watched this video that I'm doing right now maybe 2 years ago, because it took me this long to learn it. It took me this long that I felt like, if I'm going to be selling something, whether that's a digital course or it doesn't matter what it is, that I need to speak to people like they are lacking something. And I had such a hard time doing that, because I'm like, but they're not lacking anything. But what I was actually looking for as a consumer as well is I was looking for people to sell to me, not from a place of lack, but from a place of alignment. And I so wish that that would have been around, but I think that now we're just getting to that space where that's going to be a little bit more normalized, and it's going to be a little bit more common, because eventually, as people become aware of what is the messaging, then you're just going to see through the scam marketing messages, essentially. Let me know, you guys, in the comments if that resonates. And also, if you want me to pull a card for you each week, I'm hoping to like make it a regular where I'm coming up around like 5 o'clock, 5 or 5:30. I will try to find like a proper time where we can come and chat. But I'm going to be doing weekly energy readings where I kind of give you the lowdown of what's coming up. Generally, I don't have to go live this many times. This was ridiculous today. I don't know why my audio was just not cooperating, but right now I can see the little green light that it's actually working. Oh my goodness. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. Comment in the comment section either way, or in the chat, and let me know if you'd like me to pull a card for you. And in the meanwhile, keep your eye out, because I will be posting my full moon guide that I'm going to be releasing as of tomorrow. Basically, the idea behind it is that I created a guide where you can kind of come in and I tell you how to set up your space, what to kind of expect energetically. If you buy the base package, I think the base package is like $10, and then the upgraded version is like $15. So I tried to make it relatively inexpensive, but it does come with about a half an hour practice where we can really guide you through and release whatever is not in alignment. The reason why I would actually recommend getting the upgraded version, because I actually do a reading for you where I tap in and see what is the category that you need to kind of focus on, where you need to release something. So like I said, energy is going to be pretty potent going into the next week. It's going to be an interesting one. It's Easter. Yes, it's going to be next Saturday is going to be Easter. And I'm doing good now that we're done like 3 live streams. Oh my goodness. My sound was just not wanting to cooperate, but we made it through. First of all, if you made it through, like, high five, honestly. Thank you for being such a trooper. I really appreciate you. Um Basically, like, the big thing is full moon in Libra is happening. Easter is happening next week. Energy is going to be dense, and we're just going to sit within the duality of it all and see sort of what happens. But I, in the description box of this video that you're watching right now, I'm going to do my best to, because like the link is not live yet. I will be posting in the full moon release that I'm actually releasing as of tomorrow. I haven't even posted about it, right? If you had insane dreams, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. It's been Schumann resonance has also been quite off for the last like few days, so you might be feeling all of that. And honestly, the reason why I came up with this, I've done this for the new moon, but I'm doing it for the full moon as well. And because I want to kind of guide you rather than make you feel like, oh, I need to teach you all about the full moon. I don't need to teach you. But I think that when we share our energies together and you can drop in with someone's guidance, it's a different outcome than it's a totally different outcome than when you're basically just sitting in that. And especially when we're spending time with families, we're spending time with people all throughout the week that might not be on the same path. Feels like negative heaviness. Yes, it does. It does. And I think that whatever kind of comes through, even in your dreams, start writing them down, because sometimes it's only like a portion of it that becomes the actual message, which is interesting. I've been getting a lot of like deja vu. Oh, great. We have oh my gosh, I feel so honored right now. I have my first troll. This is amazing. How awesome is that? Can I remove it somehow? You know you made it when you have a troll, right? I mean, I just feel, thank you. I mean, this in of itself just made my day. The only one that's better is when people ask if I have a boyfriend. That was a really good live as well. You have to watch back a couple of videos. I loved it. I mean, there's a picture of my husband at the back. So good. Oh my gosh. They're going to be so happy when I tell them. They're like, yay, you got your first troll live. Woo. It's always fun. So yes, it's been interesting. Basically just keep this handy, but like have like 10 of them pretty much everywhere you are. Sage everywhere. I'm not. It's kind of funny. I did block and remove the person. But I do think that it's important to point out when there's trolls. And I think that it's important to just remove them so that they don't, you know what I mean? It's sort of like when your dog starts pooping in the middle of the living room. It's not like you're going to kick the dog, but you're also going to just pick up the poop, throw it out, get it composted, that sort of thing. Maybe open up the windows so that the smell dissipates and like nobody starts vomiting in your living room. That's how I like to kind of look at it. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been the most entertaining Sunday afternoon ever. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I certainly had a lot of fun. And I will see you guys. Oh my goodness. I will see you guys Easter Sunday. Wow, that's going to be fun. I can't wait to hear like what has been coming through for you guys. But if you guys end up getting the full moon ritual, I will leave the link for it in the show notes here, so you guys can check that out. And if it resonates, I would love to guide you. If it doesn't, no big deal. Send it off to someone who would like to get some guidance, because I would love to really create regular practices where we practice together. This is all I have. And I will see you guys again next week. Bye.